Welcome to Puppet, and in today's presentation, we're gonna be talking about. Wow. Now I want to talk about this anime series that aired a few years ago, 2019, 18, 20, 19, a few years ago, and I just wanted to voice out how this anime, despite being notorious for, this also aside from it being your standard generic fantasy RPG like Kuroko Chashi isekai stories, and because of its very mom themed aspect towards it. But yeah, despite having this selection of characters, or the way that this story is a thing, right? This anime is a thing. Rather, it's been animated. People have a lot of different opinions about it, but I feel like it's because of this very aspect of having this character of a mom within a story. It actually made me tear up. It made me sad, or not that sad, but rather made me feel bad about myself in one way or another, and I'll explain it to you in a minute, or in fact right now. The title of this anime is "Do You Love Your Mom and Her Two-Hit Multi-Target Attacks?" Do you love your mom and her two-hit multi-target attacks? Or simply, you can just call it Okaasan Online. That's what I've heard, or I've dug deep into it. I've researched rather. This can be an alternative title, but yeah, Okaasan Online. Let's take a look at it. So you have the plot: Masato, a male MC who's also the son, and his mom Mamako. Nice naming. So Mamako, they meet this informant named Shirase. I can't show the picture, I forgot to put it in. Anyway, she meets this informant, and now they became beta testers, if I remember correctly. SAO type of deal, but they actually go into the game. I forgot the whole deal with the mechanics of the whole the game itself. Whether they would, if they die in real life. I don't think so. Yeah, it was all friendly. It was all, it was all good, lighthearted. But yeah, anyway, this whole game isekai fantasy stuff, right? Lock into it, set it there. Now, it's the son, right? The son being that, in his mind, and to us, the audience as well, he would be the main protagonist for that matter. That's how it's supposed to be. That has always been the formula, other than the other changes or the slight unique alterations of between other series or other isekais as well. But yeah, suffice it to say, generically speaking, son is expected to be the one who is OP in this journey, but instead we have the mom who takes that spot. The mom takes the spot of doing all the OP stuff. The son gets jealous, and even upset or mad. Female party members, as you can see down below, female party members hop on. Harem potential, I don't know. It's not clear. In fact, I think only one of these girls is a romantic interest, or at least a really, a solid one, a secured one at that. I forgot how it went, but yeah, I think I remember her name is Wise, the tsundere character, red hair, twin tails, the one who acts all high and mighty, the mind the cringe, that type of character trope. You get the idea. Now, harem potential. Okay, let's put that aside for a moment, shall we? And let's just focus on this, right? What we have right here. Typical fantasy, it has its own twist, okay. And at some point, I can really understand why this show has a 5.5 rating in my anime list by around 80,000 members, or 80,000 votes if I remember, as of the moment, right? As of the moment. And my anime list does have proof points as to what anime can be deemed as good or bad, but 5.5, it is still pretty terrible. Don't get me wrong, it is in fact. But Okaasan Online made me tear up, not because of its what the frick happenings and a lot of what the frick happenings, in the story, but rather towards the interaction between mother and son. Now, full disclosure, this series is really an ecchi one. I mean, come on, with the character lineup like that, with Mamako as the part of the main protagonist group. In fact, the whole story itself. Yes, of course, you are gonna expect a lot of ecchi moments in the series. Okay, that's inevitable. However, if we filter, and I mean really, really properly filter the whole story and just see the points or the meaning of the whole context of it, right? We can see that the story really is, there really is good aspects to it in which even people like me, I would find it to be something that has a very strong meaning behind them. And that's really what art is all about. Anime for that matter, the stories that we read, the pictures that we see, it's all up to how we perceive it. Now, within the series, we see Mamako overpower the OP MC troop. Well, it's not really not afraid to play with the fact that she's OP. The story, the story is not afraid to, just blatantly put out that, here, the mom is OP, go for it, alright. The son, he's average, mediocre, as well as the other party members for that matter. They do their own thing, But with that being said, right, in the story, you have the mother who is the OP, the overpowered one in the group, and you have the son who is mediocre as well. Now, when you put those two together, yes, it does create this, it does brew a lot of feelings and emotions. Having Masato react to how his own mother is better, is much more stronger than him at this game, it's really quite understandable to know how he feels or to react the same way he did. Don't get me wrong, I would feel pretty pissed as well, knowing that there are people better than me, and there's a lot, trust me. But I just do my own thing, I don't really care. Anyway, Masato being sad, being jealous, the reaction is where it is. He certainly does have the right to feel that way, But it is because of this very reaction that makes me reflect to my own interaction with my own mom. And it just hits hard to me, personally, or, even with everyone else. All of us, come on, we would always fight with our, we would argue with our mom, our parents, our siblings, and it hurts. It hurts not only, it's hurtful not only to us, but it's really mostly towards them, right? In the series, Masato has demonstrated or expressed really his frustrations, and it is, yeah. At one point, we could say that it's, it's okay, or for the sake of venting out your expressions, or really, I just wanted to express that. Why did you have to do this? Why did you have to do that? Why you're always following me? Why are you always clinging to me? Why do you do everything to, to make my life so messy and so ruin everything? That's what a mindset would happen in this sort of scenario, and it did. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, over the line. We're going over the line about how we express these emotions, and that really takes a big critical damage to how the opposing, or to how our parents or our mothers would feel like, And I know that there is a lot of anime out there that has that same, context of showing the power of a mother's love. Makia, the Promised Flower Blooms, for instance, fantastic movie rather. It's so beautiful. I really suggest you take a look at it. That's Makia when the Promised Flower Blooms. So You know, if you want to check it out, do check it out. I haven't made a review of it yet, but hopefully, I don't know, that movie was too painful for me. But yeah, you know, just like Makia, right? It is a movie in which it shows just how much love a mother has, or how great it is. You know, how great the power of a mother's love is. And I cannot stress that anymore towards the many other films, works, literary pieces, movies, and series that also follows that very same principle, or delivers that very same message. But yeah, I guess, you know, even a series such as this, it still reaches out to my conscience, saying, you know, your mom is special. She loves you with all her heart. She treats you very well. You should also treat her well in return, and it works. You know, I don't know, maybe it's because of how this message is conveyed in this mama isekai medium anime. Well, yeah, it is. It does. Come on, don't get me wrong. But that also leads up, right? It also leads up to how I find the very plot of it, you know, also being a factor towards how I vent out, or how I deliver, or how I, you know, make out with these emotions of being angry and frustrated, especially towards how I, you know, how we as an audience would relate to Masato, the main protagonist. And again, you know, getting past all the etchiness, please filter it for now at least. You know, filtering the etchiness, you can just see how you can do your own little reflections about parental love. The series really pictures out the emotions of conflict really well, you know, in moments of being upset, happy, really confused, really confused, or just overwhelming to how wow, this was animated, that type of moment. And yeah, it's the bond between mother and son is precious, and you know, whatever actions we do, we should, you know, stop to consider that, you know, how our mothers would feel, how our parents would feel. You know, that not that I would talk. Yeah, I mean, yes, I do argue with my parents from time to time, but we make up fast. It's really a skill, somewhat of a skill obtained from my constant bickering with them, and it just, you know, heals itself easily. Our family is strong, and I really do hope that others as well, your family as well, you're doing great. Communication between family members is really important, and I know this firsthand because the only person, or one of the greatest persons to, you know, vent out your problems, or to someone to lend an ear to you, is definitely your mother or your father, your parents for that matter. You know, just someone to be there with you, it's really enough to, you know, just really keep you going. And it's heartwarming that the way that this anime tries, or not tries, it did, right? Don't get me wrong, it certainly did give out that strong vibe of, yes, I really do appreciate my mom. I really should, you know, learn to, you know, to not step the line, learn how to choose my words wisely, or learn how to control my anger, my feelings. But at the same time, mom, please. I mean, yeah, you have to have those moments, right? Wherein, you know, okay, you can stop now. You can stop now. Just let me take over. I'm supposed to be the main protagonist here, so please let me do my thing. Now, anyway, moving on. You know, wrapping up my final thoughts, I really do have to give credit to the series for how they approach this content, treading the line between etchiness and reflection rather. All I can say that it's really not everyone's cup of tea. In fact, most anime, or most works, or artworks, art pieces for that matter, or any other, you know, thing out there, everything is, you know, relative. And this show really shows a good example as to how some people can interpret anime in their own way. You know, thus being that, you know, our understanding of many works are indeed relative, and it's up to us to how we interpret that. But yeah, all I can say is that it is certainly a really fun show. You know, really fun show. or for that, I don't know, it really depends, you know, as I've said. Now, Okaasan Online, what is this? Okaasan Online, in terms of its plot, I give it a 7. It's, like I said, it's generic, but I have to give props to its, you know, its concept, which is a solid 9. Merging the concept with the plot together, it just seemingly works, although I could predict a few tropes or moments that would happen here and there. But sufficing to say, what I really wanted to grab my attention in is not only the characters, but also the interaction, or how they, you know, resolve their conflict. And there really are moments within the series that really just makes you, you know, like, Mom, thank you for everything you've done to me. It really makes me or the audience, hopefully you reflect on your actions, and, you know, just, you know, be aware. The animation was okay. I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw the animation, the eyes, for that matter, it was a bit concerning. I wasn't used to it. Katanagatari, if I remember correctly, also did the same thing. I managed to pull through it though. The same with this one. Animation wise, it is done good. In terms of Mama's Love, certainly a 10 out of 10. And we cannot forget Mamako, who is such a really good character, delivering the role of an MC perfectly, actually. No, not perfectly, but really trying her best as to not really cross the line or tread the line between being an overpowered how do I say this, overpowered protagonist who is, you know, who's destined for greatness, that type of deal, but also rather someone who is overpowered but yet still has a lot to learn, yet still has a lot to learn. You know, it's just those things that makes you want to say, like, all right, there's really a lot of benefits or good things, good aspects to this character Mamako. There's some things that are only, you know, unique to Masato with the son. It's just this exchange between each other's skills and how they support each other with it. So with that being said, Mamako really is, I do have to say, character design wise, personality wise, really great character, and for that, certainly a 10 out of 10. Now, my overall judgment of this series, Okaasan Online, make your mama proud.